This is the new Audi RS3, and it's a little bit like the Marvel superhero Deadpool because it's got similar markings. It's very agile, and even though it is a super hatch, it doesn't take itself too seriously. And in this video, I'm going to explain why by hooning a saloon version of this car around a drift circuit. I'm also going to talk you through the exterior and interior design. I'm going to take it for a drive on the road. I'm going to take it for a drive on a track. I'm also going to launch it in not ideal conditions to test how good the Quattro system is for giving a good 0 to 60 time in the wet. But then I'm also going to launch it in perfect conditions to see how quick this car is from 0 to 60 and over the standing quarter mile in the dry. And believe me, this thing is going to set a new record, so you better stick around for that. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson and you're watching CarWow, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way you won't miss any videos on cool cars such as this new RS3.
Buying a new car? Then head to CarWow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. CarWow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Let's start off this review by talking about the engine, and yes, it's back once again. Audi's famous 2.5 litre 5-cylinder turbo, driving all four wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox. It has the same 400 horsepower as before, however they've increased torque slightly to 500 Newton meters. Apparently this car can now do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, but will it? Will it? Will it? You're not going to find out by launching it, so stay tuned to this video because we're doing that later on. If you've got a high-performance engine, you're going to need some high-performance brakes, and that's why the RS3 has the best brakes of any A3. So you have 375mm discs at the front, 310 at the back, and here at the front you've got 6 piston calipers. You can even get carbon ceramic brakes for this car. Then you have 380mm discs up front. Anyway, let's just see the performance of these steels. Okay, let's do a brake test from 60 miles an hour, see how long it takes this car to stop. Let's find out. Here we go. Whoa, yeah, that is real good. 31 meters is impressive. Now, if you click on the pop-out banner up there, you can see another car that did 31 meters. It's a lot more expensive than this though. Here at the front, the Audi RS3 gets a redesigned nose. It's got this huge black grille with your RS badging there, bigger air intakes, and they are real intakes. No fakery here. Oh, actually, of course there is. It's an Audi. There's going to be some fakery somewhere. This vent is, no, that does nothing. Here at the side you have 19-inch alloy wheels as standard. You can have 5-spoke design or 10-spoke design. You got red brake calipers, widened wheel arches over the standard A3, and oh look, another vent, which, yeah, this one's real. Helps smooth airflow over the wheels, that. You got some side skirts in black, you got black door mirrors and blacked out rear windows. Here at the back you have a roof spoiler, an RS3 badge, blacked out Audi rings, a deeper rear bumper with this strange honeycomb effect. Then you've got a fake diffuser and some oval exhaust pipes like you should have on a proper RS car. Now this thing starts from £51,000, but I found a great deal, in fact a £10,000 saving on what I think is a better looking hyper hatch. And if you want to see what that car is, click on the pop-out banner up there to go check out the offer. Alternatively, if you're shopping for a new car and you want to make sure you're paying a fair price for it, simply Google "Help Me CarWow" and my team and I will help you choose the right car for you and get a fair price for it from one of our trusted dealers. Audi has made some significant chassis upgrades for this new RS3. So compared to the standard A3, it's 3 centimeters wider at the front and 1 centimeter wider at the back. The RS3 sits 10mm lower to the ground than the already sporty S3 and 25mm lower to the ground than the normal A3. It has specific stiffened RS Sport suspension with 3-valve damping. If you want, though, you can pay extra to get adaptive dampers. Finally, the RS3 gets a new rear differential. Now I'm going to go into more detail about it and what you can do with it a bit later on in this video, but before that, let's see what these chassis upgrades actually do to this car. I'm going to test it on track. Is it better than the old one? Hopefully it is. It wasn't awful, the old one, but it was a bit understeery. This one with its clever diff should be a bit more agile and playful. So let's see what we can do. Now I'm driving it on Trofeo R tyres and hardcore track day tyres, which are great in the dry, but not so good in the wet. So, let's see how we get on. Hopefully I won't crash it. Oh, you can feel it sliding and losing traction. And I'll tell you what, already this car is just more playful, more agile. It's actually more pointy as well, the way it darts into the bends than the old one. I'm actually seriously impressed by it already. I'd love to try it in the dry. And then when you stamp on the throttle, that rear differential does its job and really starts to drive the rear axle round. I've got the stability in sport settings, so it's allowing a bit of slip, but then it gathers you up if it starts to get a little bit too leery. There, you can just like hit the gas and it'll just, this is way more playful than before, it really is. They've done a great job on the handling. I am impressed. Well done, Audi. You've made your RS3 properly fun at last. Here on the inside you get some RS sport seats. These are in leather, you've got a honeycomb pattern on them, red stitching, some red accents, and RS logo there. They are comfy and they are supportive. You've also got a Quattro logo here on the dash because you've got four-wheel drive and this carbon fibre effect trim, which I'm not too sure about. I do like the flat bottom steering wheel with the RS logo there. This one has an Alcantara covering to it and red stitching. You've also got some Alcantara on the door panels as well. The gear selector paddles, they're a bit bigger than in a standard Audi A3. Also you've got some aluminium pedals, you've got RS floor mats, you've got RS on the sill as well. A little red ring around the stop start button because this is a performance car, obviously. And look at this, you can get like red stripes on the seat belts. I want to show you this finally. Look, see these accents in the air vents? They're an optional extra. Now I was speaking to someone at Audi and there's a bit of an argument internally between the product guys and the designers. The product guys wanted these because they can sell them and make more money from them. The designers didn't want them because they think they spoil the look of the car, make it look cheap. What do you think? Should these be allowed or not? I'll put a pinned comment below the video. Who was right, the designers or the product guys? Basically, do you like these vents or not? The back seat in the back of the RS3 is pretty much like a normal A3, so it's reasonably spacious, decent knee room and headroom, though of course you do have the cool RS sport seats with a honeycomb pattern and some red stitching. One thing that's slightly annoying is this though, look, the wide front seats do block your view. You sit back here a little bit, look. Now if you like this car but you need even more interior space and you still want an RS, I found a great deal on one through Carwow, and if you click on the pop-out banner up there you can see exactly which model it is and the saving on it. The boot capacity on the Audi RS3 is 281 litres, which is 100 litres less than on the normal A3. Part of the reason for that is that the 5-cylinder engine means that you have to have the battery in the boot, which takes up space, and then there's the fact that you've got the four-wheel drive system also takes up space. So it's not quite as good for carrying luggage as a standard car. And that brings me on to 5 annoying things about this new RS3. I remember the days on my old RS4 when Audi's sports dials in RS mode was a lovely circular dial. Looked very, very nice. Then they switched to this weird design. And then I heard that for this new RS3 they had another design, so I got really excited until I found out what it was. Yeah, I'm going to show you, like that. And the revs come towards you, watch this. Oh, and there's a soft limiter. Look, the revs coming towards you. What the f is that all about? As standard, the top speed of the RS3 is electronically limited to 155 miles an hour. That's fine, no one needs to go any faster than that. However, if you have the launch edition, the top speed is actually limited to 174 miles an hour, and if you have the dynamic pack, then top speed is actually 180 miles an hour. Completely unnecessary. However, if you buy one of these cars, you probably want it to be able to go as quick as it possibly can, just cause. Also, if you're the kind of person who'd like to join us on a Carwow drag race, you'd want to be able to have your car going as quick as possible, wouldn't you? In fact, if you'd like to join us on a drag race and you've got a cool car and you'd like us to race, just contact us on reviewmycar@carwow.co.uk. There's a link in the description. This cup holder design isn't ideal on a very fast car such as this. So while you can fold these little bits out there to try to keep your drink a bit more secure, they don't hold it that tightly. Also, you're probably going to forget to do that, and your passenger definitely is. So if someone puts a cup of coffee or a can in there or a bottle without the top on and you suddenly accelerate, the drink is going everywhere. How do I know? Well, you'll find out very shortly. These black wheels look really cool, however they could be prone to stone chips because once you chip off some of the paint it'll really show up, and that could be very bad if you take this car on track and have a little bit of a gravel trap moment. That's not all though. I'm not sure how easy it will be for your local alloy repair guy to fix these. It's a bit of a shame you can't get some more aggressive official styling upgrades for this car, such as a bigger wing and some winglets like you can on a Mercedes-AMG A45S. If you want that sort of thing, you're probably going to have to go aftermarket. And going aftermarket makes me feel a bit dirty. Anyway, let's move on to 5 cool things about this car. Let's do it. The unique thing about the RS3 compared to some other hot hatches is the fact that it gets a 5-cylinder engine. Have a listen to this. I think it's all just got a bit jizzy. Better go clean myself up. Audi has fitted this car with something called a modular vehicle dynamics controller. Yeah. It's basically a computer that controls all the car's driving functions, such as the engine power, the gearbox, the 4-wheel drive system, the differential, the stability control. So they work in perfect harmony, so you can extract the maximum amount of fun out of this car. As with all other modern performance Audis, you now get an arse button for the RS3, and you can configure that using the driving mode selector, and it allows you to quickly toggle to some pre-selected setup of the car. For instance, you go into individual and then you can choose settings for things like the drive system, the suspension, the steering and the engine sound. Also, there's a new RS performance setting which sets the car up for use on the Nürburgring, so full attack mode but with softer suspension. That setup will probably be good on a challenging British back road as well. Arse button, don't forget it. If you're a track day junkie, you'll be pleased to know that you can get this new Audi RS3 with optional Pirelli Trofeo R tyres. They're super sticky and almost slicks. Brilliant for hooning around a circuit in the dry. There's another new button on this car, look. RS Torque Rear. Oh yeah, this car is fitted with a similar clever electronically controlled rear differential as a Mercedes-AMG A45S, which lets you do drifts. So 50% of the engine's torque can be sent to the rear axle, but then that torque can be distributed as needed across the rear axle by 2 electronically controlled clutch packs. And this is what it allows you to do in this car. Actually, I'm going to switch into a saloon version because they don't want me to break this hatch. Oh, power, 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 oh yeah, yeah. It's not as easy as in a rear-wheel drive car, but it can be done. Let's see if we can go the other way. I'm in an Audi RS3, dum dum, and I'm trying to drift it carefully, dum dum. Let's start off by seeing what the RS3 is like in town. Now, I'm actually in Greece, Athens in fact, and I'm going to see how well I can cope with the Athens traffic. I'm trying to make a dodgy lane change and see if the person in the BMW next to me will accommodate me, or because I've got a bright red hot hatch, they're going to hate me. This could end badly, hopefully not in a punch-up. Okay, lights have gone to green. Let's see if I can get in. London style, London style, London, hello. No. Have you ever been let in by a BMW driver? Vote below. Oh, and now we have a motorcyclist on the wrong side of the road. Brilliant. So, what is this RS3 like to drive around town? Well, people aren't so likely to let you pull into gaps than they might do in some less in-your-face cars, but it's actually very easy to drive. Visibility is good, which is handy when you've got people on scooters just filtering like crazy. Also, the steering's quite light in town. I've got the suspension on this car set to the softest setting as well, so over bumps such as this, it's not too bad despite the sporty setup and the big wheels. The brakes, while powerful, they're not too jerky for when you're having to just shunt along in traffic. What's not quite so good though is the automatic gearbox. It's not as smooth as a normal torque converter automatic gearbox. It's just like easing you forward. It's a little bit more jerky when you're manoeuvring. Hopefully we'll be manoeuvring soon. What's going on ahead? Athens, rush hour. Great time to test a sporty car such as this. I think we need to go somewhere where we can drive it a little bit quicker. Now let's see what the RS3 is like on the motorway. So I'm just going to join the Greek motorway. I think that's a sign for speed cameras there. So I better not do this. Oh, that's enough of that. Don't want to break the speed limit. It's fine to accelerate hard onto a motorway, but you shouldn't be breaking any speed limits. And when you're not breaking a speed limit or accelerating fast onto a motorway, what is this RS3 like just for cruising for long distances? Does its sporty nature just turned out to be a pain in the backside. Well, not in this case, no. This one's got the adaptive dampers, so it rides over bumps really well. It's reasonably quiet. It's only noisy when you want it to be. And the seats are rather comfy. And that's basically all you need to know about what it's like on the motorway. Oh, we're approaching a toll. So it looks like I've got another opportunity to accelerate. In fact, I'm going to go into arse mode. I like behaving like an arse. And now, pin it. Oh no, look what's happened. I accelerated so fast. Show them, Lewis. See, I told you that was a bad feature about this car. Cup holders aren't supportive enough. That'll teach me for being in arse mode. Do you know what? Accelerating hard away from a toll booth probably isn't the best place to test this car's launch capability. I think I need to go somewhere else for that. Okay, I'm back on track, hence the stupid helmet and stuff. Now it's time to launch the car. I want to see how quick it is from 0 to 60 miles an hour. Audi says it'll do it in 3.8 seconds, but will it really? Well, I'm going to find out with my specialist timing gear up here. It's got its work cut out for it, this car, because this track
I can sing a rainbow
is wet. I'm on Pirelli Trofeo R tyres, which are cold. Is it going to launch? If it gets anywhere near 3.8, it's done a good job. So come on, let's find out. Let's go. That light just hooked. 3.85 and I'm literally driving on glass. Today's a new day, it's not raining, and I thought it only fair to see what this new RS3 can do from 0 to 60 in the dry and when it's not on cold track tyres. Actually, seeing as I'm on a closed road, I may as well also see how quick it'll do the stunning quarter mile. Now for reference, I got a 12.2 out of a 2017 Audi RS3. I've had a 12.1 out of a Mercedes AMG A45S. I've had a 12-second dead from a BMW M2 CS. I've also had a 12-second dead out of an Audi RS4. What will this new RS3 do? Let's find out. Oh, sweet launch. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. What's the quarter mile going to be? Come on, can you do 12 seconds? Me. Literally me sideways, backwards, up and down. It did a sub 12 second quicker than I've ever had out of an RS4. The RS3 is quicker. I'm so excited by that. Sorry for all the swearing. Sorry. 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 So then, what's my final verdict on the new Audi RS3? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon if you want the hardest accelerating hyperhatch, you should go right ahead and buy the new Audi RS3. It's as crazy as Deadpool. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, I don't like you. Let me know what you think of the RS3. Is it better than an A45S or an M2? Let me know in the comments. Click on those windows there for more videos, and on that box there if you're thinking of selling your car, because we can get a great price for your car for you. Check it out.